Yes, YouTube. How many times have I done that? Uh, so, bit of a different video this week, and it comes from the back of us doing riding the Wrekin basically, and we thought we'd do a podcast with these two handsome fellas to sort of tell the story. So we've got some footage which we're definitely going to throw into the edit, but we also want to sort of listen to their sides of what happened, because I feel that it's quite educational for anyone for me, first of all. I've never been in that sort of situation, so I learned quite a lot about myself, about emergency services and a lot of other things. But thought it'd be sort of worthwhile passing that information on to others. Maybe they'll learn something, maybe they won't, but at least they'll have a story. And some footage to go with it. So I'm just going to hand over to these guys for them to introduce themselves, and then we'll go into we'll go into the story. So I don't know which way around it is. To my left, but that's my right. I don't know. Smithy, go on.
How you doing? I'm Christian. Most people probably know me as Smithy. Been biking properly, well, I say properly now, for about 2 years, basically since lockdown started. Used to ride loads when I was a kid. That soon stopped, late teens really, when I got back into football. As soon as COVID hit and the football season ended, that's when I dug the bike back out and started getting heavily into it. And now just loving it, absolutely loving it. Not going to look back now.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, obviously, we'd done a few rides together, haven't we? And we started out at the Chase, and then Forest the Dean, and then we'd done some Chase rides. We've done a few different rides together anyway. But we finally made it to the Wrekin, which was the next level up, I guess, for some people. Talk us through your experience and just kind of what happened in the first instances, because obviously we did one run which went absolutely fine, but it was the second run that we did that wasn't so good. Do you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, so the first run was absolutely fine, uneventful. It's quite a short run. There was nothing really to discuss about the first run. It was a bog standard run of lads going down a trail, really.
Yeah.
The start of the second run is where it all started to go a little bit wrong for myself mainly, or for a couple of other lads as well. The start of the second run, there was a couple of other offs, nothing serious, quite comical. A couple of lads fell off early doors. Mm. And then from there, really, I don't know, it just stuck into my head. We was probably the middle of the group, really. And the lads surrounding me, there's a couple in front that kept slipping, and there's a couple of offs. I don't know who was behind me at the time, I think it might have been Craig. He come off. And he just played on my mind, really. I weren't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable with how the bike was set up as well. That didn't help. Mm. But mainly the nerves. It kicked in, and as sketchy as it was, it just got into my head. And I'd come off halfway down the trail, nothing serious, just mainly slipped off the back of the bike. Walked part of the trail, got back on, and then decided to try and ride some more of it. Came off again, nothing serious, a comical slip. From there on, really, I probably should have continued walking down the trail, but seeing other people attempting to ride back down it, I thought I've got to give it a go. And then as soon as I got on, do you know when you just know something's just not comfortable, I shouldn't really be doing this?
Yeah.
Jump back on the saddle, and then, the accident happens.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go into the accident piece in a second, but there was a bit around bike setup, wasn't there? You were sort of talking about tyre pressure at the time.
Yeah, you can hear in the video, about halfway down, I said it at the top of the run, when we actually first got to the top of the Wrekin, I mentioned it, I've got to let some air out my tyres before we start. And I think that just got put to the back of my mind as soon as we got to the top and started the first one. And it's so I just forgot about it. My tyres were just rock hard, like literally rock hard, no grip. I didn't feel comfortable. And for whatever reason, I just carried on. I didn't think. But then halfway in the video, you can hear me saying I need to let some pressure out my tyres. More for me, I didn't.
And I think you mentioned about, I didn't realise you had a dropper seat post, but you felt that maybe you'd left the seat up a little bit as well.
Yeah, so my bike's set up perfectly for me because I use it a lot for work because I commute. So I'm doing 10 miles a day and it's mainly road.
Yeah.
So it's set up perfectly for road use. My dropper's high, my tyre pressure's high, and it's great. And then when it comes to obviously the trail riding, because it's the only bike I've got at the minute, I keep forgetting to tyre pressure, dropping the post back into the frame a bit more to give me a bit more room behind the saddle and things like that. And I weren't behind the saddle enough because physically I couldn't get behind the saddle any further than what I could. Tyres again, and I think that with nerves, it was just game over. It was only a matter of time for myself that I was going to crash that morning, to be honest. I think it was inevitable.
It's mad, isn't it, that you can sort of preempt something like that and still go ahead without making all the warning signs are there. But we've all done it as well. I've said it many times. There's been the amount of times I've gone down a trail and I've forgotten to unlock my suspension or something, and you don't realise until your arms are like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh my god, this is risky. We've all done it. It's got a little message off my mum there. Okay, and so the accident itself, what went wrong there?
God, so the accident itself was it was quite a windy little trail, and then there's one bit where I decided to get back on the saddle. It was a steep chute with a bend at the bottom, and then there's this one tree. I decided to get on the saddle, and it just went down. I just lost all control. My speed had gone. I was going too fast, couldn't stop in time, and my head decided to go head first into the tree, and that was my break.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you split your helmet, didn't you? The helmet split.
Yeah, it did, yeah. So the peak was completely smashed off. That did its job. And then there's a big dent in the side, and all underneath, from the front to the back of the helmet is all cracked all on the inside as well.
Yeah.
So it's a nice hit.
And there you lay for a good few hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
We had our first response, who was amazing. He came on his own. We had to help him up the hill, which you guys will get to see in the footage shortly. And yeah, we had to take all precautions because we didn't know how bad an injury it was. We felt that maybe, and you as well felt that you could have broken your neck. For all we knew, there was a real bad pain going down the back of your neck. And
yeah, so it was the bottom of my head, from the bottom of my head down my back, and then across, like both traps and both shoulders. When it happened, I thought I'd broke my neck. That's what I thought I'd done. That's why I was probably in such a state. And then when I could hear the paramedics as well saying I had +++ pain in my neck and back, I kind of knew what that meant.
Yeah.
Although I could move my legs, I knew there was no paralysis there or anything like that. I did think I'd broken my neck.
Yeah.
And the bump to my head as well. It was, although I don't think I was knocked out. There's certain bits and pieces that I couldn't recall. I can't recall being in the Polaris or in the ambulance. I couldn't relay my postcode for quite a number of hours, even later on at the hospital, giving them my address. I could do everything else, even giving Paul, who was there, my password to get into my phone to ring my partner.
Yeah.
I couldn't recall my postcode, and it was just so many things going on in my head. It was horrible experience.
Yeah. Now, one of the sort of learns I think we got out of it all as well was obviously we were in a very remote area on a very steep chute, and when the emergency services got there, they struggled to get to us, didn't they? But one of the things we used was 3 words to get them to the location that we were at. And if I could if anyone takes anything away from this video, I think it would be a really good idea for everyone to download What 3 Words, because they were able to pinpoint us within a 3 meter square. And they knew, although it was difficult to get to, they knew exactly where we were, which was great. I can't quite remember the 3 words. Can you remember them?
Yeah, so it was bike, caused, racetrack, which was really bizarre. Of all the 3 random words that there is, those were the 3 words.
Yeah.
Bike, racetrack, caused was the word.
Coincidence or what? I mean, literally a meter out of that 3 meter square, and it was totally different, not bike related whatsoever. So, yeah, so strange. Anyway, we'll cut to some of that footage, show that how it all went up until the point of the second lot of emergency services coming, I think. So we'll cut to that. These guys can have a look at it, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, right. Oi! Woo! Oh! God, go! Let's get me to that tree. Near edge straight to the tree. Oi! Where am I going? Ah! This is dirty, isn't it? I need to let some air out my tyres. Whoa! Right, I'll move my leg. Come on, get your cage back, cage back. You got it?
Which leg? Can you move the right one?
You're right. You're right, mate. Can't move my neck. Can't move your neck? No.
Your neck? Try and hold his head a little bit, will you? Try and just support his head.
If you can, keep as steady as you can. I need to get you on your back without moving your neck. Right, you're going to move the forward to right. You need to lie in flat as you can. Hold his neck. Easy, dude. Flat as you can, but hold his neck. You're right. You might have to call somewhere.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I got my knee on there. How are you guys? You alright? I know. Whoa, hold on. Do you want to go and give her a rock? Yeah, I can, mate. It's here. Cover in here. Yeah. Right, cover it. There, isn't it? Yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah, mate. Right. This is Chris. About 20 minutes, half an hour ago. Came down just that top of the hill here on his bike and smacked into this tree. Hit his head off it. As soon as he hit his head, he lay in this position and we've not moved him since.
Okay.
And he's now complaining that he can't remember concussion. And
Was he knocked out?
Trying to fall asleep. He wasn't knocked out.
No, I don't think he lost consciousness.
But he has been trying to go to sleep. He's just complaining of pain in the neck and back.
Okay. Get me breath.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
we're in an awkward position. Do you want to swap with me? A little bit flatter here.
Yeah, it can do, mate.
Yeah. How far are we from the top, do you reckon?
Way.
We're good way.
Same as yet? We are, yeah.
Halfway,
Yeah.
That big came up his helmet. Okay. No worries. What we're going to do, mate, we're going to have to immobilise you. We're going to keep you as you are for now. I'm just going to update everyone else that's come in of where we are. Which is going to be annoying.
Yeah.
So once the crews get in, so they're going to have to wait for some other people as well.
Yeah.
If they come up with them, then we've got some more people. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll have bodies.
Hello, mate.
All right, Chris.
Yeah. So
You lie there,
it's
mate.
going to be a bit of a challenge getting him down from here.
You could have
we
fell
need
down a bit further down.
we need all
That's
hands on deck, basically.
Do you know what I mean?
So if we can all try and get to this spot.
Once all the others have come.
So we'll wait. Have they got the big yellow stretchers? They have, yeah. Awesome. So I think what we'll try and do is once the crew are here as well, we'll try and get this collar on his neck and tilt him
so we
onto
can
his
roll
back,
him,
onto our scoop. Then I think what we do is we rest the scoop into the middle of this. Make sure someone's sat either side to keep him balanced.
Yeah.
When the other guys come here, then obviously we'll turn him feet down and we'll start moving from there when everyone's here.
Whose idea was it to go down here?
Everybody's mutual.
Everyone else managed it. They've all been down and back while we've been waiting. Where you see me being straight up the track.
Can you go and meet the other lads? Can you go and meet the other lads, please? You know where the car's parked?
Well, it's not enough, mate. He's just trying to steal the limelight, are you? What are you like, us?
Good morning.
Who rode the other track there?
We did, yeah.
So is it like a flatter than this, or is it?
I'd say it's definitely flatter than that going down there.
But it's
Trevor said
a lot
it's
longer.
But there's trees, there's parked trees down. Do you want to have a walk?
Loads of logs and terrain.
I'll have a walk up because our vehicle's really quite capable.
Yeah.
How big's the
And
log?
if we've got,
It's only like we might be able to move it.
say if we've got enough people, we might be able to make clear some space.
Yeah.
If it gets to this.
Going on a look.
0, this is 119.
Cool. All right. So you've seen all that footage. That's kind of how the crash happened, the first response, and how he was just sort of laid there looking a little bit helpless, I guess. But whilst all that was happening, the guy below me, him and a few of the other guys went off to another part of the hill. Now, their aim was to really just get up to the top to come back to where we were, I believe, but they ended up riding another trail down because they didn't want to do the gnarly stuff. But I'll let him tell the story. Introduce yourself.
How you doing? So, my name's Brad. You'll all know me as B-Rad. I've been riding bikes. I've been riding bikes. Probably I started back riding MTB about 2 years ago. But I've always sort of got that background scootering. Took that really serious for years and years and BMXing. Yeah, and since lockdown, I found it again. One of the lads said, "Do you want to come up the chase?" Went once, loved it. Bought it by the next day. I was like, well into it. Yeah, so good.
Good stuff. So obviously you guys went down before myself and Christian had made it down, and then you'd kind of rode around the base and gone back up to the top, hadn't you? Talk us through it, mate. What happened?
So when we got to the bottom on the run where Smithy crashed, we got to the bottom and was waiting quite a while. It was like 5-10 minutes, and I thought someone's definitely had a knock. So we was hoping no one was seriously hurt, and then we found out, Smithy's had a really bad off. I was like, oh my God, that's it. So Justin says there's a pyro that take us up to get up to where they are. So we started going up, and but we made it right the way to the top, and we made the decision that we shouldn't really be grounding because there was like 9 people. We didn't want to crowd the area, you know what I mean? Because obviously there's going to be paramedics and stuff coming in. You're going to need all the access, and when you're injured, I don't think you want that many people around you, you know what I mean? Like so we took that from that. But we did make the decision not to ride down. It was like, I think it knocked all of our confidence a little bit, like put down on the day. Because no one else wanted to get hurt. So one of the lads was like, I don't know, like a shorter track down. It's quite mellow. And it's got a couple of jump sections at the bottom, and I love it. So I was like, yeah, we'll do that. Thought nothing of it. So I did our way down. Then come up to a step up at the bottom, which I've done once, perfectly fine, cased a tiny bit. In my head, I was like, didn't get it on camera, so what did I do? Went again. Went again. Then went horribly wrong. Really, really bad.
What for you? Obviously you've got a bit of experience in being in the air and that, and I've seen footage of you doing flips on scooters and all that sort of madness. So I feel quite confident in you sending it. But obviously something went right in the first jump and not so right in the second. What happened? What was it?
Oh, what I think it was, in my head, I thought I sort of cased a little bit, but I thought I'll probably go a couple of foot up further than that. So I think I went a bit too high and I pumped a bit too much, so I had way too much speed. So as I took off, I tried to whip the bike, but threw my weight forward straight away. And then from like the second I took off, I just knew. I thought, I'm bracing for impact. So what I sort of did when I landed front wheel first, like bottomed out and threw my weight over, but I put both my wrists down. I've snapped both my wrists. And then I also hit my head as well.
Yeah, pretty rough. So, we then got the message that Brad's broken arm is what the message was. And then a few minutes later, it's like Brad's broke 2 arms.
Oh, mate, has he broke his arm then, Brad?
I've got
well, the ambulance said if they want to come here, come and meet him.
You heard about Brad? Hey, you heard about Brad? No. He's broke his arm. You joking? No, he's come off and broke his arm. So obviously they carried on with it. Yeah, they're on about driving him over to the hospital now.
And obviously the emergency services were with us, and they were like, "Oh, can they get him over here? Can they get him over here?" And I don't know exactly what the thought was, but it felt as though they didn't want to sort of pull on the resources that were there for Smithy, and the lads that were with you took you off to the Shrewsbury Hospital, didn't they? Which was, a lot of talk was around the Smithy scenario because we were all kind of there, but only a few people were around Brad. And in the grand scale of things, actually, Brad's probably come off worse. Would you agree with that, Smithy?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We didn't know it at the time, but yeah, and then and so the lads that were with Brad really took care of him, took him to the hospital, dropped him off there, and sorted his bike and his vehicle and everything else, which was great. So hats off to you boys, Lee, Matt, Dan. Have I missed anyone else? Matt, Lee, Dan, was that?
I don't want to miss anyone now because I'm going to feel really bad.
Just who went over to your side, like, because everyone played a part in the whole day. Like, everyone was brilliant, to be fair, but just the guys that were over on your side. I know Lee was there, Matt was there, Dan was there.
Lee was there, Matt, Dan, and who else was there now? I hit my head really bad. I couldn't even stand up at the time.
He smashed a full-face helmet as well, Willard. But yeah, like, if we missed you out, apologies, but everyone that was there on the day, and I think there was about 12 of us.
Oh, Sam was with us?
Sam was, yeah, because Sam came back to us, actually, so he played a part in both scenarios. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to add, Brad is such a positive person. There's, within our group, he's always the one that's, like, buzzing all the time, and he's got so much energy and enthusiasm, and to see him sat in a hospital bed for a week, he was mega down. He was absolutely miserable, and we all felt really sorry for him, didn't we? But he wouldn't have wanted that either. Like he just, you know, he just wanted to get out of there, and they delayed his operation because you had to get pinned up, didn't you?
Yeah. So I've had pins and plate in my left hand, which is the bad one. That's severely smashed, basically. That was severely dislocated as well. So when I got to the hospital, I had an X-ray. Basically, the doctors rushed in and says, we need to pull it into place right now because it's stopping all your circulation to your hand. So I had 5 doctors pulling on that. And then my right one, which is that one, that's got wiring holding the bones into place.
Yeah. Yeah, so Brad's out of the game for a while, unfortunately, but we wish him all the luck with his recovery, and hopefully he'll be out on the bike soon.
You're all buddy.
My arms, bro.
Just obviously, we all got a little bit shook at the Wrekin because of what had happened. How do you feel about it now, Smithy? How do you feel about going back to the Wrekin and riding it again?
100%.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't wait to go back there and try it again.
Yeah.
I think the longer I put it off, the longer I'll end up not going back.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm ready and we can sort out another ride, then yeah, I'll happily go back. No problem at all.
Because with yours, it feels like we've got some things we can work on, to avoid that nervousness. I think like ultimately it was what led up to the accident that made you feel that way. But there's a couple of things we can correct. And
yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I could have done differently with regards to bike setup and things like that. But I think 90% of the incident was my own headspace wasn't right.
Yeah.
Which I think will come with riding those kind of trails more often.
Yeah.
I think the last probably 12 months especially have mainly been trails, even some of the gnarly downhill stuff of FOD and things like that we've done. But when it comes to where it was, that kind of steep stuff was fairly new to me, to be honest, that steep. So it needs something I need to practice on. But yeah, 100% I'll go back. 100%. It's not put me off at all.
No. And Brad, for you, it's a bit of a freaky one. I don't know what the advice is like, or what. How do you feel? What do you think?
I think it's just like what I've always said to people is it's one of those things. It's one of those sports where you've got to, like, all the years I've done like extreme sports and anything. It's the worst one I've had. And it's just freak. It's just a bit of, this is what it is. That's the way you've got to look at it. Like, you are going to have little loss, or you may have big offs.
Yeah.
I do it because I love it, you know what I mean? And you can always, I know people that play football on the weekends and the snapped ankles just by rolling an ankle, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think what to take away from it is, it's like people think, but it's so dangerous. And yeah, it's dangerous, and it is. But I think we always take the precautions, like, I will never not wear a full face helmet, even if I'm riding the trails at Cannock Chase and Blue. I will never not wear it. I always wear pads and everything because I get the dangers, but it won't stop me. I love it, and I think you've always got to be mentally prepared for that to happen.
Yeah.
In my instance, it has, but you got to keep smiling.
There you go. Look, positive, Brad. No, I think you're right, and you've also got to remember to pull the helmet down, haven't you? But that was before the Wrekin anyway. We're over that.
Watch the Cody edit for that. I don't understand.
Yeah. Watch the Cody edit if you haven't watched it already. So it's done quite well, actually. There's been a lot of positive comments around it all. So going back to the emergency services, then obviously we got a little bit of footage which sort of is the close of all of our day, really. It's how it all ended. But I thought it was really interesting putting it on because the process in getting you out of there, Smithy, was something that none of us had ever experienced before. And actually the emergency services were somewhat the same. There's a lot of the guys there that used kit they'd never used before, and some of the ambulance guys said do you know what? They don't want to sort of take any easy way. They want to go this way because they want to use this kit, the Polaris you mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
It was a really difficult spot to get to, and they had to clear trees and all sorts to get that vehicle there. But it was a really good experience for them, as much as it was a bad experience. It was a good one for them with regards to training and just sort of living that moment and dealing with those bits of equipment, really. Yeah, would you add anything to that?
At the time, to be honest, I didn't really know what the rescue was kind of entailing. I knew something big was going on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't actually until you sent me the videos of the Polaris. I had no idea. Like, literally no idea. I can be recalled, obviously, being lifted up, and because I had different people in my face. I think you was all taking it in turns to start at the front, then go back and help lift me up and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Polaris and like the fire brigade and cutting down trees, I had no recollection of that until I saw the videos. And watching the videos back of me getting off the Wrekin was actually scarier to watch than me crashing.
Yeah.
I was in my head, I was like, wow, like, kind of watch this happen. You look at it and you think, that's a really, really bad one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was what they thought. They thought I'd broken my neck, basically. Fortunately, it's just muscle strains. But
yeah,
when you look at how they got me out, amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and some people might say, you know, like you've kind of wasted the emergency services time. But when you think about some of the things that were said, I mean, first of all, they were very much needed. Like we were stuffed without them, so they did the job that they were meant to do. Yeah, maybe it could have been prevented, but there's all sorts of things going on. You know, you can fall off a skateboard in the street, and the emergency service would be needed, and you know, there's all these things happen, don't they? But what I would say is that I feel like there was a real learn for them guys. Some of those guys had never even climbed hills before. Like, you know, some of the ambulance guys, they were like, they didn't know what to do. It was so strange just watching one of the guys go down the hill. Just, he didn't know what to do with his feet. He ended up bum scuffling down to get to you, and it was, you know. So I think there was a big learn there for everyone that was involved, and one of, you know, obviously it's been a bit of time since it's happened, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, what could we do to sort of give back? And we spoke just a few weeks ago about possibly doing a charity ride, didn't we? And in the summer of 2022, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to give back to the Shropshire Emergency Services, whether that be Shrewsbury Hospital or just the actual emergency services, to sort of say thanks, really, and help support them with, you know, their future in any way we can. So what that looks like, I'm not sure, but it'd be great to get our viewers involved in the from a sort of sponsorship aspect. We'll see how it all looks, but I think that would be a really good idea to be able to give something back to them. And say thanks. Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of it, unless I've missed anything. Have I missed anything?
No, just from me, really. Just want to thank not just the emergency services, all the lads that were there that we was with. There's a couple of lads there that I'd never even met before, and honestly, the phone, they were ringing me the next day, they were messaging me the next day, and I remember I was single one person. I had Dan Vesti. It's the first time I'd ever met him, and I remember I opened my eyes. He wasn't even there at the beginning, so I don't even know where he come from. I opened my eyes and I've got Dan's face. Obviously, I recognise him from being in the group and Instagram and his photos and stuff. I was from Lewis said, Dan, I was like, apologies, we've got to meet this way. Just everyone was just amazing. It's phenomenal, really. What everyone can do to chip in when your mate's in a state, it's incredible, really. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I want to say as well. Like, the lads, I wouldn't have been able to get down without them. Like, Lee, Matt, everyone who was there, Dan, and sat, like, literally, when I come off, they come over, see what happened, they literally carried me down the hill. Like, it was like a mile, pretty much, like, and I can barely stand up. Like, he took his top off, made a sling out of it, like, drove me to the hospital, everything, like, obviously, I don't know what I'd have done. If that had have happened on my own, I don't think I'd have got out of there. I don't know what I'd have done. I really don't. So thanks so much to the lads.
Shout out to Dan as well for dropping the flowers round to you, mate. I thought that was a really nice touch, that. And it was good.
Put the picture in.
Yeah, I'll drop the picture in. We've got a little box just underneath Smithy. There's a little black box, so I'll put some bits and pieces in there so people can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the whole experience, as bad as it was, brought us all even closer together. Like it, and it's an experience that none of us will ever forget. And if we've got to take the learns from all that, you know, we've got to realise that, yeah, sometimes these things can't be prevented. Sometimes they can, but when they can't, it's about all coming together and supporting each other. And that would be the advice I'd give to anyone out there, really. I think if you feel like something's not right, just try and stop and fix it. If you feel like you can't get down the trail and it's really getting the better of you, there's nothing wrong with just getting off your bike and just pushing through that little moment and jumping back on in another section just to be able to ride another day, you know, and maybe learn some skills on something less techy before jumping into something like that. You know, it's as good as it really gets, isn't it? So
yeah, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, we'll end the video here. We're gonna put the last bit of footage in, which is Smithy getting carried off the hill. There's a little comical moment in there as well, which I won't say anything about now, but at the time we were all rolling. I don't know if you know about it, Brad, but we'll talk about it offline in a second maybe. But yeah, it just sort of showed signs that he was coming back to life, and yeah, that maybe the gas and air was really taking hold of him.
Oh God! Is it something that I even know about yet?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. We'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, it'll definitely it's definitely in the footage anyway. So thanks everyone for watching. Leave your comments in the comments box. Let us know what you think. The only other thing I wanted to add as well, just around emergency services, was that I had a look on the website to see what sort of call outs they have. And I'd say 70%, if you have a look yourself, about 70% of the call outs are either hoax or they weren't needed. You know, it was like a malfunction of some sort. So when it comes to wasting the emergency services time, there's a whole lot more I think companies and people can do to prevent these call outs, so that they are available for real incidents such as these. So we'll end it there. Onto the footage. Well done, emergency services. You were amazing. Thanks, lads, for jumping on the call.
What do you do? Try that. Do that. That's good. Do you want me to just steady your foot?
We just want to get him on. Yeah, that's beautiful. Pull that away. Anything else?
We can do that after. Let's get him on this board first.
Who's got straps? Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to chuck straps? Yeah, I'll have
a quick look on it while you're there, while you can see.
Dave,
I know he has got.
So is it all?
So it's this one. It's in your neck.
Mate.
Okay.
So getting to there, right? So we're from there upwards. Everything else down here is fine.
Right then. So, Chris, what I want you to do, mate. Now you can have that interlock, so you can put that in your mouth and you can keep it there if you want. What we need to do is try and straighten your legs out for me.
You do that now, yeah? You got your mate helping you as well.
Okay. Okay, just relax. I've got hold of your head, alright? So you can just relax and let me take hold of that. Don't try and turn anywhere yet. All I need to do is just straighten your legs out.
We need to get it from behind.
Yeah.
Just try and manoeuvre it out if you can, my friend.
That's it. Well done. Well done, mate. Where's that hurting? Is that hurting your legs?
Andy, do you want your board slightly down to the left?
Yeah, we'll do in a minute.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Can someone just also watch the board doesn't slip?
Yes. Right, so if you bring that in now and tilt it up to where we can. Is somebody else come round to take his shoulders?
Yeah. Do you want to go on your bum? I've got ours.
Are you happy with the?
I've got ours.
Are you happy with the? You have the board. I'm going to have the middle.
Okay.
You happy to have?
Okay, we're going to have to do this in a couple of goes. So we'll get the board in under as far as we can and lie him down, and then we'll zigzag up and down to get him level on the board. All right.
I love a bit of snuggle.
All right, Chris. So can you push that under a little bit more? Okay, brilliant. Okay, so we'll try and lie him down now. Okay, on me. So we could try and keep nose navel and nuts all in one line as we go down, okay? Yep. 1, 2, 3 and roll. Brilliant, well done, well done, well done. Well done, Chris. Well done. Shove that board underneath now. Okay, right, brilliant. Rest there, stop there. Right, now, if you can grab all the shoulders, you can grab all the shoulders. Someone got hold of the board? Yeah, I've got the board. Right, so slide up towards me. 1, 2, 3, slide. Okay, rest there. Okay. Right, come in now, go.
Well done.
Down ever so slightly and then back up so we're in the middle. So slide down towards the feet a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. And now slide back so we're right in the middle. 2, 3. Slide, rest there, stop there. Okay, brilliant. All right, well done, Chris. Okay, is that your next alert in you, buddy? Yeah. All right, keep taking that gas in there.
Can you put your legs straight, Chris, or not?
Well done, mate. Yes. If unless you would take control of the head from where you are, and I'll put the blocks under, mate. I'm not either way.
Yeah, we'll swap them. You have the block.
Okay, Chris, now this gets a little bit uncomfortable, alright? But we're going to hold your head as still as we possibly can, okay?
Pass that down to him and just hold it there.
You might be getting an extra chin waxing.
Yeah, make sure it's excellent board, I think.
What was that, sorry?
A bit of fluff on the cheeks.
So head straps coming to you now, Matt.
Are you any more comfortable lying like that than you were before? Yeah. Good, okay. I'm not going to lie to you, Chris. It's going to be bumpy and uncomfortable on the way down, alright, no matter how we do it. So we're going to carry you, we've got a 6-wheel drive vehicle if we can get it up, alright? It's going to be bumpy, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, we'll be as steady as we can. We'll give you as much pain relief as we can give you here. And then we'll wrap you up nice and warm, alright? So, Chris, have you got any more aches and pains anywhere else now? Your legs alright? Legs fine, move your toes for me, move your feet. Brilliant, arms fine. Yeah. Okay. So figure of 8 round the feet.
Do you want to come down to feet, mate? So you can do feet and help these guys with that, and then obviously we've got these two at the top.
You guys happy with the board? You holding the board?
Yeah, I've got his feet at the minute.
Awesome, brilliant.
Just let me know what you need.
That's the shorter one, mate.
Okay. So yeah, if we can do figure of 8 round the feet just to stop him sliding.
We've got the longest one.
I've got this side on.
So what we're doing, so the plan is these guys are going to set ropes up so we're a bit safe for getting him up. So we're going to rope him up there, and then we've got our quad bike thing that will get to the top of here and we'll ride him down.
Alright, guys.
Alright.
You alright?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 easy planks. Plenty of anchors. Down's the way. So we could get him as a plan B to here.
Plan B?
Carry him because we're mob heavy with people.
Yeah.
Down to that return. Or as a plan A, if we can get down, straight down the direct route.
We're still thinking up and that. You can just really slip.
We're just looking at options at the minute, mate.
No, so my plan A would be to get close up to him and get those logs cut.
The only concern with this bit is it's such loose material, and I think it's going to be a big hazard for all of us.
I think we'll come down.
I think with more people,
because
that's going to be really unsafe.
If you've got a direct route, we could zigzag like a line between the trees. But when you've got 6 people, 4 people carrying, if the ground's crap underneath, you could end up dropping him or somebody else getting injured.
It was quite muddy, but it's dried out, so it's like loose.
So we can easily get you up to the track here.
However, I want to make sure my Polaris actually does that first.
Do you want to? Like I said, we're mob-handed here. We've got probably 20 people. We probably need 3 or 4 to set this up to get him to here. You got 15 people. Take it in shifts carrying him.
No worries, mate. Yeah.
Which would probably be quicker than trying to cut through that. And I'm just thinking, if you get your vehicle up here and you struggle, or it struggles to get up, we got to go to that anyway. Tim, if you can get these. What can do this? Yeah, we're just putting the line in place. 1, 2, 3, move. Left there. Take the slack, yeah. 1, 2, 3, move. Right, rest there. Right, 3 move. 1, 2, 3, move. Rest there. Right, hands on. Okay, on 3, we're going to lift and move clear now. 1, 2, 3, lift.
You've got hands up.
There we go. He's up. Film everything, mate.
Watch for these flicking back lights if you
Yeah.
get a bit close.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, good mate.
We're still with you, Smithy!
Until the end, mate.
To the end! I feel like I want to go in front of the bad to overtake the Polaris. Look at this, he's still got his...
No, guess what? What's that? Puncture.
Oh, no! No! It would have been cool if we'd have got the GoPro on the top of the Polaris face in the back. He's got his finger!
Probably a good group shot coming down there.
It would, wouldn't it? Oh. I thought they was going to drive him straight in the back.
Chris says this is the first time you've kept up with him all day.
Oh yeah.
So what we're going to do next in a minute, we've got to get this orange thing away. So we're going to lift this, and then one person can take the orange from it. Are we
is it going to get wedged? It's going to get wedged in here.
Well, you can pull out from anywhere you want. In fact,
Will I get down?
yeah,
That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
That way, no, you're taking basket out. I'll take the basket. Yeah. I'm going to say ready, steady, lift, and then we lift. Okay. Ready, steady, lift. Ready, steady, lower. Excellent. And we coming off the mids? Yeah, we're doing a similar thing again. We'll be coming up on the other thing, and someone can pull the other bit away.
I think the black straps are on as well, aren't they?
Yeah, it's this
That
thing.
one's alright, that one can stay on.
This black strap
Yeah,
one.
it's that black strap.
No, that one there.
There might be another one on here.
So we can peel it out. Oh, you got it.
pull it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll pull this out as well. So we've got enough people on here.
Yeah.
On here. Ready.
Fucking rocks in there.
Is this your bag, Chris?
That's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you want it with you? Or do you want your mate to take it? So you, okay, fine, mate. It's just by you.
Goes back in there, eh?
You gasping for a blacksmith?
So Andrew ain't had a roll up by now.
He'll need that He'll need that over his taxi in half an hour.
For anyone that's just starting out in mountain biking, don't let this put you off. Just be aware of what you are riding. Take it step by step. Get some lessons if you're only just starting. There's a guy out there called Adam Skills Loop. I recommend him. And you know, if you're doing everything you can, you know, adding up and all that sort of stuff, it'll all help. But don't let it put you off, because it's a great sport to get into, and we all love it. Peace.
What happened? Gary, you're
You all right, buddy?